how to relax your mind and body from stress. There are times in our life when stress can get out of hand and we feel like we just can't escape it. And that's why I'm making this video. Because there's been times in my life where I have felt so stressed out that I just can't relax or do anything. So I'm gonna hopefully show you how to relax your mind and your body from stress throughout this video. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Chris Richardson. I'm a coach here at Life on Your Terms, and I make these videos to pass on my knowledge and my experiences to hopefully help you throughout your journey and your life. So with that, I promise you by the end of this video, you will understand not only some mental remedies to relax your mind from stress, but also some physical remedies to help both your mind and your body relax from stress. So with that being said, I do have one disclaimer that I do want to make, and the disclaimer is that not all stress is bad. What I mean by this is, I'm sure we've all delayed writing college papers. When we were in college, we were like, oh, I'll get that paper done at the end of the week. And then Friday would come around, papers due on Saturday, and we would have to hustle to get it done. And we probably felt very stressed out. Now that stress is a mechanism to force us to work harder and more intensely. At least that's what I've noticed in my life, is that sometimes with work or school in the past, when I was stressed out, stress was a mechanism to help push me to do more in a quicker time frame. So if you're just feeling stressed and you feel like you could sleep at night and you're able to relax and escape the stress, I think that stress could actually be labeled as good, at least in my opinion. So with that being said, not all stress is bad. Now, I think stress is bad when it starts to affect your bodily functions. Whether you can't sleep, if it's the only thing you're thinking about from the time you wake up and you go to bed, if it's affecting bodily functions, if any of those things are happening because of stress, then I think the stress is out of hand. And that's the stress that I'm focusing on in this video. Personal story for me is that I generally have a pretty high libido, and I was so stressed out that it was crushed. So if you feel that, then it's time to make some changes within your stress. So the first piece to the mental remedies to help you with your stress are mindfulness. With mindfulness, if you just can't feel like you can't calm that stress down, you feel like you're worried about the past, or you're stressing about a moment in the future, or you're stressing about working on something else, mindfulness can be very helpful. Now with mindfulness, what you do, or at least what I like to do, is a thing called a body scan, where I start at my feet and I just think about how my whole body is feeling. That helps me think about something else. On top of, another thing that's helpful for me is kind of like an object scan. I like to sit here and I like to look at all the objects in my room, and that's the only thing I'm allowed to think of. That helps me take my mind off things. On top of mindfulness, you could try breathing techniques. One of my favorites being the square breathing technique, where it's a 4-second inhale, 4-second hold, a 4-second exhale, and a 4-second hold. This will lower your heart rate and it can help you focus on your breathing as opposed to what you're stressed about. Another piece with a mental remedy is to actually sit down and identify the stressor. Sometimes we feel like we have so much stress that we just don't understand where it's coming from. So sitting down, writing out, I am stressed because of this, and then putting a plan by that, I find that when I have clarity on my stress, I'm a lot more at peace. One stressor for me is packing for trips. So if I can write out a list of what I need to pack, I am able to then identify and easily work through that stress, and I'm not near as stressed when I know what I need. Now, on top of knowing what you need, I would encourage you to ask yourself, do you feel sad or do you feel anxious with this stress? Because that'll give you some information. If you feel sad, you have a lack of perceived options of way to solve this stress. And I say perceived because usually we have more options than we think we do. So with that, if you feel stressed out and you feel really sad about something, being able to look at, okay, where do I need to create more options? And that can be very helpful. Now, maybe you feel anxious. And if you feel anxious, this usually means too many perceived options. And with stress, this is probably the more common one, is that you feel like you have too many options and you have too many things to do. So you need to start eliminating and cutting to be able to understand and kind of narrow on the option you need to do to help lower that stress. So that's some mental remedies you can practice when it comes to relaxing your mind from stress. Now for some physical remedies and relaxation and some lifestyle things to be able to really relax, is that I would encourage you, number one, to build out, this is a lifestyle thing, to build out your schedule. And when you start, you start, and when you're done, you're done. That can be helpful to calm the mind and calm the body down. So if at 10 p.m. you're gonna stop working, your body will start to get used to that. At 10 p.m. your body will wind down, you can shut off some lights. That can help some lifestyle things and help you not be as stressed. Now, another thing is finding ways to rest. If you're struggling to sleep, optimize for your sleep. I would encourage you to even try melatonin. It's not something you want to do all the time, but it can help you get that rest to help you be more productive the next day, to start chip away at that stress. Now, another thing that I really like for stress and what makes me tired is exercise. If I do a really hard leg day, I find it very easy to fall asleep. So find an exercise that you really enjoy to do, but also can help you become tired later in the day to get that rest. So I find exercise can also help me think while I'm lifting. I'm getting some of those emotions out. I'm also thinking through some of those things that helps me, again, calm my mind and my body down from stress. Another thing is to limit stimulants. If you feel like this stress is just totally out of control, stimulants are only gonna make that worse. That caffeine's gonna raise your heart rate. It's gonna raise how fast your thoughts race. So you need to understand that and find a way to limit those stimulants if they're becoming a problem with you. And on top of that, with lifestyle, another thing can be healthy foods. What we eat is usually how we feel. If I go eat fast food and then go lift weights, or if I eat my usual chicken and rice and go lift weights, I notice a huge difference. And it's the same thing for working too. If I eat Raising Cane's before filming a video, I feel so lethargic. So what I would imagine is that for you as well, is that if you're not putting good foods in your body, they may not be helping your stress. So if you could find good, healthy foods that give you energy, that can help you manage your stress as well. So if you like that video, I'd encourage you to hit the balance wheel in the description below, because there you can look at and identify and start to get some clarity on those areas you may be stressed at, because you get the professional, you get the relationships, you get the resources, and you got the health. And that's gonna be all attacked in that balance wheel. Now on top of that balance wheel, if you enjoy these videos, hit the like and subscribe so we know to keep making more of these.